come by, rebounds will be coveted, and you got to keep that man off the offensive board. Ewing averaged 12 rebounds a game this year against the Heat, and his rebounding last year twice in the series. Ewing had 15 rebounds in those games, so controlling Patrick Ewing on the glass is key. Limit those offensive rebounds to under 10. And finally, defending Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell, the duo during the year, averaged 38 points a game. In the series against Toronto, they averaged 37 points combined. Against the Heat this year, held them to 36. So I think if you could keep that duo to 35 points or less, that's going to help you. Two very different defensive tasks. Houston, the great shooter. Sprewell, you'll give him that. You want to keep him out of the open court and keep him out of the lane. But these are two very talented offensive players. Guys, both teams.
Shots. And by indelible images. Despite inflammatory moments, a mutual respect born of a teacher-pupil relationship, a rivalry that commands our attention and all but consumes. Ward attacking Hardaway. He said lateral movement would be the biggest problem, and that was very evident there as Charlie Ward blows by him for the reverse. Marley for three. Ward has the long rebound.
Charlie Ward has added responsibilities today. He has to become an aggressive, attacking force on the offensive end. Ewing's got P.J. Brown on him in transition.
And they have matched up Hardaway against Houston. Allen was calling for the ball, but gave it up to LJ. Johnson's fall-away is good. Larry Johnson, boy, does he save his best games for the playoffs or what, especially the second half of playoff games.
And the expanded playoff format has really served Johnson well as he comes in fresh. Remember, he's playing with a chronically injured back, bad foot.
And Marley, that's twice. Heat players have gotten right to the basket, normally something New York does not allow.
Both of these teams are very good at shutting down the middle, making their opponents play from the perimeter, and it looks as though they're going to try to get the ball to the rim as much as they can early in the game. Whenever Larry Johnson tries to hold the ball like this, you know he's going to try to work for a shot.
And LJ opens up 2 for 2.
The bitter rivalry between these two teams comes right to the front when you get Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning, two ex-teammates who are also ex-friends.
Mourning made a nice catch. He had P.J. Brown diving to the rim, didn't get it to him. The fall-away literally will not go down, and a loose ball foul. Houston over Marley. Allen Houston on target. The baseline fall-away is first basket. Marley said of all the players he must defend, Allen Houston is the toughest. An illustration applied on that last one. Lost on the way up by Mourning. Here's Houston again, and he's 2 for 2.
What he said was he's the best pure shooter of all the guards in the league, and he opens up with 2 buckets. And Pat Riley yet to take a timeout, trying to get Mourning on track along with Hardaway.
There are the two principals you mentioned, and Mourning short, but tapped in by Brown. His 4th point. New York has opened the game by hitting 5 of their first 6 shots.
You mentioned the crowd at the opening moments. There's 42% of the crowd here that is cheering loudly for the New York Knicks.
42%.
42%.
How'd you get that number?
I took a survey.
Here's a double of Larry Johnson. He's shooting 100%. He's 3 for 3. That one, I can figure out that. I was good at math.
But the Heat are doing a good job of not double-teaming Larry Johnson. So many Eastern Conference teams come in and try to double-team Larry Johnson. That makes him a better passer.
Jamal Mashburn missing the shot. Ewing with the outlet to Sprewell.
The history for the Heat has been that Jamal Mashburn has gotten off to very quick starts, and it hasn't happened so far. Brown makes the save.
Mashburn has got to attack here. Take the pressure off of Tim Hardaway.
Alonzo over Ewing. Short. LJ wades in for the carom, and here's Ward in front court. Alonzo's missed his first 3 shots. Patrick Ewing misses his first shot.
Charlie Ward should have pulled that ball back. Patrick is going to try to do as much as he can. Don't leave him hanging, forcing him to take difficult shots.
Mashburn spotted for the 3. Way off the mark.
Watch your face on the long rebound.
Mashburn had been shooting 50% from three-point range in the playoffs. That one didn't even draw iron, and he's 0 for 3.
But we know that the Heat and the Knicks both go through stretches where they don't score, and so New York right now, while they're hot, trying to build a big advantage.
Ward.
Warning in transition.
Alonzo Mourning caught the New York defense napping and beat them on the other end from Hardaway.
The cheap bucket is really critical in this series, and if Mourning continues to run, he's going to have a big advantage over Patrick Ewing.
He better run. That's where he can get some separation from Ewing. He can't move as well as he used to. Ewing at 37.
Patrick says he was the best center in the East in all the New York newspapers. Sprewell with a miss. Hardaway for 3. Tim Hardaway with a three-pointer makes it a one-point game, and Hardaway playing for the first time since April 16th.
Taking a big gamble, Tim Hardaway is. Still got 21 playoff games conceivably left for the Heat.
LJ. Alonzo came to help, made him alter the shot. Loose ball, who's got it? Hardaway.
Alonzo Mourning in transition again.
Before he can get it, though, a foul is called.
The New York Knicks defense is going to have to produce some easy buckets at some point, and they almost got burned on that quick exchange.
Brown made a backdoor cut, and Carter was off target with a pass, and finally Sprewell hits a jump shot, breaking the long New York field goal drought. Sprewell's first basket.
Alonzo Mourning has got Marcus Camby on. Oh, Houston with the steal.
Against Mashburn, fakes the pass, puts it up, no good. Brown has his nice ball and then throws it to Childs. Houston, Sprewell wants it at the three-point line. Defense recovers. Sprewell put it in. Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Tom. 30 years later, you still look the same. What do you remember most about that? What stands out?
Well, the way, dramatic way that Willis Reed came onto the court, and we didn't know he would play, but he provided the impetus for the team. The fans became involved, and I had unequivocally my best game as a Knick.
The best seventh game anybody's ever had.
Oh, thank you.
Statistically, anyway. Let me ask you about this Knicks team. And do you think they're a championship caliber team?
Yeah, I'm starting to believe in them. The way they finished off Toronto, they were playing with a lot of confidence. And the availability of Patrick Ewing now being there, I think they have an excellent chance of winning the title.
Clyde, it's great to see you. We appreciate you. Let us hone in. You're doing the radio. We'll let you get back to your job.
All right, thanks for the memories.
All right, back to you, Tom.
All right, Jim, and what a memory that was in Game 7. Not only Willis Reed, but Walt Frazier's performance leading the Knicks to the championship. Bowen misses a three. Weatherspoon. Childs to Camby, and one. Otis Thorpe with an ill-advised foul.
Well, you know, Thorpe has never known the better part of valor, and if you're in the vicinity, as I said before, he's going to hit you, goes right into the chest of Marcus Camby, and that's a chance for a three-point play. But Camby, an activity player, he's going to be active and around the bucket, doesn't make the free throw.
It was
against bounds by LJ.
It was against Miami that Marcus Camby hurt that knee earlier this season up in New York when he was fouled hard by Anthony Carter from behind. Not a flagrant foul, but a hard foul nonetheless. And Childs picks up a blocking foul. Hardaway hit the game winner in overtime.
Well, you know, Ewing is a stubborn and proud warrior, and, you know, he's going to stay with it and finally get something.
This time against Thorpe. Double team from Mashburn. Ewing, two in a row. Patrick Ewing shaking off the pain and dropping in 2 consecutive field goals.
And comes out talking about it, calling the fans out.
Inside the final 2 minutes of the first half and tied at 39. Marley for 3. Air ball.
Again, check the droughts. A 4-minute drought for the Miami Heat, a 7-minute drought for the New York Knicks, and yet when they come together, it always looks like this, either at the break or at the closing moments of the game. It's tied now. Looking for Ewing one more time, foul against Otis Thorpe.
The great thing that Jeff Van Gundy has to feel really excited about is that the Knicks have not played well. and they're right there on the other team's home court. Tied at 39, a chance to go up 2. You cannot point to one Knick player and say that he's on top of his game. In fact, Ewing, this is about as poorly as Patrick has played throughout this great season for him, and they're still ahead.
And they have their first lead now since the 12-11 advantage they had early in the game.
I sense the tide is turning here. Bill is shifting toward the New York Knicks in blue again.
Just reporting the facts, Steve.
You think it has anything to do with the scoreboard if you figure out this formula?
6 straight points for Ewing.
Hardaway against Chris Childs. Gets a screen from Thorpe. Thorpe's wide open. Gets the pass. Shot. Good. Pick and roll. Par excellence. Hardaway to the open Thorpe.
You know, the last time they were down, it was Hardaway that got them going on that surge, and they got control of the scoreboard. So let's see if Hardaway in the last minute 12 keeps his team in it.
Again, Ewing. Quick double team this time. Ewing misses over it. B.J. Brown has 13 rebounds.
Thorpe in transition
Against Ewing, who lets him put it in. Miami by 2.
Chris Childs with a glare right at Marcus Camby. Said, hey, you got to run back on defense.
Nice play for Allen Houston.
They lob it to the rim. Chris Childs the assist, and Houston has 8 points. First field goal in his last 7 shots.
Great leader, Chris Childs, does everything needed to help his team.
Ashford back to Brown. Cut off by Ewing. Ashford ball fake and is taken down by Larry Johnson.
As I said, they challenge every call. Now, is there any doubt that there's a foul on this play? How can distance themselves in order to stay in the game?
Charlie Ward challenging Mourning and laying it in. Nifty Irving misses the outside shot.
Charlie Ward again. Same shot.
Charlie Ward slashing to the rim with authority. Now a half dozen points. 4 of them in this quarter.
They play Charlie Ward so much for the pass. And right now he's doing the right thing by aggressively attacking. They can't get the ball to Mourning, who had great position.
Ward quickly saves it after Ewing deflected it. Here's Springwell. And he scores. And it looks like New York suddenly has Spring in their step. To Ward. He hits Springwell. Spree double team. Ewing the finger roll and 1.
The number.
In transition, Patrick Ewing laboring to get up and down the court. The foul on P.J. Brown. Latrell Sprewell, such an effective passer, had his best season. Now passing that ball out of the double team.
Ewing with 10 points and the lead cut to 1.
So we're right back where we started at the break after the Miami Heat roared out. It's been New York answering, and they've done it all in the open court. So maybe they have to stay with the open court game.
Deflected out of bounds by Sprewell. Miami gets it back with 10 to shoot.
How's Ewing's back looking, Bill?
A little bit better. It's going to be sore. There's no way it's not going to be a factor or it's going to be great here. Just got to keep playing what you can do.
Marley faked Houston, stepped up, and hit the 3. Houston. Beautiful shot, Allen Houston. And he has a dozen points. That's his first bucket of the second half.
And after the first 2 sweet shots by Allen Houston, he's had a tough time taking loose to get that much distance, but they need him to step up as well as their defense to force some turnovers and stay in the open court.
Mashburn was tying his shoe while the other Heat players were playing keep away.
6 on the clock.
Mashburn for 3. Went halfway down before it ricocheted out.
Knicks have scored twice in a row and set offense. Houston and Sprewell. Now it's Ewing's turn.
Can't finish, but taps it in.
Patrick has no ability to elevate today. He just can't get off the ground with that painful back spasm.
But he scored 12, and the lead is 4.
Handful areas, that time intimidating, forcing P.J. Brown into an errant wild shot.
Inside 2 minutes, third quarter, in game 1. Ward for 3.
Leading scorer in the quarter for the New York Knicks, Charlie Ward.
Inspired by Chris Childs. He's not going to let Childs back in there.
He has 7 in the quarter, 9 in the game. Mashburn made a good catch as Houston fell down, and Jamal Mashburn strikes again. He's the sole offense for the Heat these days, and he has 19.
8 in the quarter, so, you know, he has really taken it by the range and been aggressive, but it's a 3-point game. The Knicks have fought their way back in it.
Allen Houston. Sweet shot by Houston. He has 14. And again, the lead cut to 1.
Allen Houston looks more and more like Walt Frazier, who Jim Gray talked to in the first half. Grace the beauty.
Hardaway misses a 3. Here's Ward leading to the New York break, but Miami's back on defense.
Sprewell is yelling only on the other side, right by us. Get it to me.
Allen Houston for 3.
He is feeling it. He is in the zone. Just give him the ball and get out of his way.
And on the other end, same thing for Mashburn, who scored the last 6 Miami points. Hardaway to Marley. Off a screen, Mashburn, Sprewell right there.
Ewing reached in, saved him.
Otis Thorpe had the ball, and Ewing a reach-in foul.
But Allen Houston is a familiar thorn in the side of the Miami Heat. Every time Marley takes forward, Ewing gets the runner in the lane.
And so Ewing has equaled Mourning's point total and has out-rebounded him as well. Maybe he is still the best center in the East.
I told him.
Great rivals, New York and Miami, and game 1 as expected. Houston ducks under Marley, scores again. Houston with 21, and New York back up by a deuce.
What it takes to play at the offensive end, Allen Houston has finally calmed himself down and playing with some control, and that's what Mourning is going to have to do for the Miami Heat. Marley
For 3. Long rebound, chased down by Childs. Bouncing through, tied at 83.
Well, the offense has helped the defense by taking some quick shots or jumping in the air and making some poor decisions, and Riley's trying to get some movement in that offense to find Mourning.
Great ball movement. Marley to Mourning to lay it in. Miami looks sharp on the set play called in the timeout.
Riley called that timeout wisely, give his team a chance to get together between the free throws, maybe put some more pressure on Sprewell.
Riley's over there saying, one stop.
There it is. Deflected ball and the interception by Miami.
You've got a foul. You got a foul right now. You can't wait. There's only a 3-second differential. That'll be eaten up.
Miami can all but dribble out the time.
And then just shoot a long, high archer, and more time will be eaten up.
Well, they are holding. They feel that they can get one more shot. Mourning.
No way.
Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo Mourning hitting the last 2 shots.
Outstanding execution of the set offense, where the Heat have been better throughout the day. Alonzo Mourning bringing the crowd to its feet.
So has scored 10 points in the last. Miami, with Alonzo Mourning scoring 10 points in the last 8 minutes, wins game 1 over their arch rival, the New York Knicks.